It's your friend the Wren back again. How y'all doing? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome back. As promised, I am a man of my word. I told you I would be back, that I have a lot more content that was planned. Well, I hate to break it to you, but this is off script. It's about 1:20 in the morning. I was doing some meditation for the last hour, in silence, in the dark. If you hear the cars go by, I apologize. I'm sitting near the window. The windows are open. So in my silence, I was thinking about something that randomly just popped up. Well, I wouldn't say I was really thinking about it. I was thinking about something else, to tell you the truth. I was kind of picking something apart. Digging deep, maybe. But the phrase kept coming up and over and over and over again. Food for thought. Food for thought. Food for thought. Say that to yourself. What do you think that means? Food for thought. What foods are you eating for brain health, for memory, for your cognitive process? You realize that the brain is the organ, right? If you don't take care of the brain, it's not going to take care of the body. Yeah, holistically is what we're talking about. Yes, esoteric. Yes, spiritual, metaphysics, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm sure. But they go hand in hand. You have to take care of the body. Food for thought. What foods are you eating? You know, they say what you consume is consuming you. You are what you eat. It's not just foods that we're consuming. The contention that I have is there's a lot of people that call themselves master, guru, teacher, coach, guide, counselor. There's a lot of people that love titles, love the identity of having a title. And these people are out there that you take courses from, buy their books, and they're giving you this wishy-washy, esoteric bullshit. A lot of the times it is. Not all the time. But a lot of the times they're giving you this esoteric bullshit. But when it comes to health, if they're giving you health advice, would you trade bodies with them? Are they practicing what they preach? Are these spiritual people, these masters, able to look at themselves naked in the mirror and be happy with what they see? Would their wives be happy with what they see? No judgment. We're not allowed to judge people. The point I'm making is you're supporting their content. You're buying their books, you're taking their classes, you're going to their seminars. But you never once thought, would I trade places with this person who's giving me advice about my health when their health is shit? Most people could stand to lose 20 pounds. Now, I've heard people say the phrase many times, you need to take a good look in the mirror. This is a common saying, take a good look in the mirror. I'm not talking about the mirror in your bathroom. I mean, sure, you want to look at yourself in the mirror for this machine, this body, what have you, because it needs to be running ultimately in the best performance it can for optimizing health. Or else what's the point of being alive? You can be as spiritual as you want, but if you're a fat ass sitting under the tree and you can't take a walk, what's the fucking point? What are you doing? You're spending all the time in the ivory tower studying something, but you're not living it. You got people out there making videos telling you about, oh yeah, your health here, there, blah, 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 and it's spiritual, and you can do all these special techniques. Stop it. If you can't control what you're putting in your fucking mouth, then you have zero control over your life. And only you're responsible. You're responsible for your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You're responsible for the foods you eat. You're responsible for your words that you speak to other people. You're responsible for the actions that you take. You can't be a victim and blame everybody for everything. My kids this, my spouse that, my job this, the traffic that. When I say look in the mirror, I mean look at the life that you have built for yourself. That's your mirror. Your mirror is everything that you choose to surround yourself with. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. You have the free will to make a change. If you don't like your life, wake the fuck up and change it. No one's going to change it for you. No one's coming to save you. You have to do these things yourself. As hard as it has to be, it's only as hard as you make it to be. Weakness is a choice too. So look in the mirror. Look at your life. Look at your job. Look at your relationships. Look at your relationships with your family, your friends, your significant other. Don't ask yourself, am I happy? That's not what we're going for here. Look in the mirror, because all of these things that I just mentioned reflect you. Back to you. That's what's working. That's what's going on here. That's the system. Everything outside of you is reflecting you back to yourself. So if you're not happy with these things that you've chosen, and they're reflecting things that are bothering you, things that don't feel right, that means it's coming from you. That's your energy. That's your choice. That's what you're putting out to the world. But everybody's been sold that they're a fucking victim. So food for thought. What foods are you consuming for your thoughts? And I don't mean nutritionally. What music are you listening to? What TV shows are you watching? What movies are you watching? What books are you reading? Which influencers are you following? How much time do you spend on your phone? How much time do you spend scrolling? How much time do you spend taking a walk? How much time do you spend alone? How much time do you spend in meditation? Notice I kept saying the words spending time. Time is not a renewable resource. You don't get it back when it's gone. That's why we have lots of sayings. Maybe that's my next video. There's lots of sayings about time. Spending time, investing time, wasting time. Your return on investment with time. What are you doing with your time? I mean, if we want to get really deep, that could be the next video. We could talk about time. Because there is only this moment. You're only getting the now. The past is different every time you remember it. It's a memory. We can get into the psychology, we can get into the neuroscience. Every time you remember something, it's changed. You're not living in it. You're remembering it. It's a memory. You're observing something. And it's generally something emotional. Same thing with the future, with your anxiety in the future and your depression in the past. You're anxious about something that hasn't happened. Why? Because of control. You feel the need to try to control something outside of you when there is no outside of you. It's all you being mirrored back to you. It's holographic mirrors. Yeah, we can talk about neuroscience. We can talk about psychology. We can talk about quantum stuff. We can talk about metaphysics. We can talk about philosophy. We can talk about spiritual things. We can talk about how all these things are related. And deep down inside yourself, you know they are. Did you know that the brain does not know the difference between a dream and reality? When you're dreaming, it's just as real. Your brain registers it as real. Are you kind of waking up a bit? Like, there's no... Think of a dream. Take this experiment right now. Think of a recent dream that you had. Okay? Now remember it. Just one specific detail. I don't care what dream it is. Right, you have the image in mind. Okay. Now, if I asked you to describe it to me, you would describe it how? Through number one, a memory, and something that you saw. You experienced something with your senses, and you saw something. You heard something. You felt something. But there's no photons being perceived through your eyes for light to exist, for you to see. So what is it that you're perceiving? You're perceiving yourself. It's coming from you. The act of seeing what is seen no, let's not go there. That could go too deep. We will cover that in the next video when we talk about time. But the point I'm going to make there is there's no separation. There's no division. There's no separation. And anybody that tries to tell you that there's division, there's duality. That's the illusion. That's where religion is. That's where politics is. They, in quotations, don't want us to realize that we are all one. That we are all one with the one, that we are the one, and that it's our free will, it's our choices, and that the energy comes from us within that goes outward, that changes everything. Everybody's a different version of you. Everybody's a you, and you are them. You are literally every blade of grass. You are literally every stone, every breeze, every drop of water. Picture a raindrop falling into the ocean. That raindrop is you. That raindrop hits the ocean. It becomes the ocean. That is you. That ocean rises up, becomes a giant wave. That is your life. It crashes on the shore. Your life ends. It returns back to the ocean. It evaporates, goes to the clouds, comes down. It's a cycle over and over again. That's consciousness. We should have a talk one of these days about the Gnostics. The different schools of Gnostic thought, maybe some Hermeticism. I think all too often there is there's a lot of hatred from the occult community, the pagan community, specifically within Wicca, different branches of witchcraft, some types of Norse heathens. I don't see it too much in the Druid circles, but it does exist somewhere in the Celtic traditions too. This modern opinion of hatred towards Christianity because of what happened to their cultures in the name of the religion. And I think that's an unfair handshake. It's an unfair deal if you're looking at it from that perspective, because that's victim mentality. Did it happen to you? No, it happened to your ancestors. Well, I am my ancestor. Stop it. Stop it. Your identity is a problem. Your identity is a problem. These programs that you cling to, these labels, start with your name. It was given to you at birth. It's not who you are. You're not your job. You're not your possessions. You're not your name. You're aware of this body that you're living in, right? When you touch it, there's a sensation, even though you're not actually touching your body. You kind of know about that, right? If you don't, we'll probably talk about that. When you touch something, you're not actually touching it. All right? But you're aware of the sensation, this magnetic field. You're aware of the sensation, which means you're not it. You're aware of it. So food for thought. What are you choosing? What are you choosing to focus on? How are you being creative? What are you consuming and what are you creating? Your flow state. Do you know what a flow state is? Your flow state is kind of like where you lose time in something that is pleasurable. And no, lads, I don't mean pounding the vag, even though that does kind of count, but that's not what we're talking about. Not talking about pounding the vag. Something that you lose time in that's creative, that's pleasurable. This could be knitting or crocheting. This could be baking. This could be scrapbooking. This could be writing a poem, sculpting, painting, playing an instrument. It could be building something, rebuilding something, fixing something. You're actually doing something. You're not thinking about it. You lose time and there's no thought, and you're in a flow state. Like, ask any musician who comes up with an original song, either the music, the words, or both. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Is it out there just floating in the ether? Are we going to do a Jordan Peterson and do the whole, oh? Where do it come from? Ask yourself this. You lose time when you're writing something. You lose time when you're baking something, creating something, drawing something. You're in a flow state. It happens to people that are gym rats. You know, the men and women that love getting the pump, long distance runners, power lifters. It happens to all of us for a reason. That flow state is where you belong. That's where creativity lives. Inspiration just comes. But it can be harnessed, it can be used, it can be enchanted, intoned, evoked, invoked. It's just an energy field. It's something you tap into. Most of us just do it subconsciously. We're not aware that we're doing it. We're just doing something that we like to do. So you need to spend as much time, invest your time in your flow state, in your creative endeavors. And you watch how fast your life will change when you do what you need to do for you. This is not hard. Are people's feelings going to get hurt? That's on them. Are people going to fall out of your life? That's on them. Are new people going to come into your life? They might not. Are family members going to disown you? Yeah, they could. Are your children never going to talk to you again? Yeah, they might. But all these things are on them. They have a choice. You need to take your choices, invest in yourself, and live your life for you. Not for your children, not for your spouse, not for your church, not for your community or your family. I'm not saying don't have empathy, don't have compassion, don't have feelings, don't be a good person. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying be selfish. I'm being selfless. By you doing what you need to do for you and staying in your flow state as much as possible, by doing the things that you love to do, you're investing in yourself. There is a return on investment if it's on yourself. There is no return on investment in anybody but yourself. Not your spouse, not your children, not your parents. They have the free will to do what they want to do. So, Look at yourself in the mirror. Are you happy with what you see? And I mean both mirrors this time. Are you happy with the inner and the outer? Okay? Now, minus the happiness. And if you are not concerned with the happiness, how does that make you feel? If happiness is not part of the equation and you're just observing your life in the present moment, what does this reveal about yourself? What changes can you make in your life, in your inner world, in your outer world, in your relationships, in your family, in your job, in your location? What creative things can you do for you to stay in creator mode? I know some of you watching this are going to have a hard time hearing this, but it's your responsibility to live a life of peacefulness, of joy, of bliss, contentment. It's your responsibility. Your job is not to make other people happy or to please others. If you are pleased with you, if you are pleased with yourself, and you live in a state of observing, of pleasantness, then you'll notice how their energy affects you instantly. Even if it's not in your presence. There could be a text message, and then all of a sudden your nervous system is not regulated, and you're that hesitation, that tightening of the chest, that's your body telling you there's a frequency difference, there's a change. Mustache keeps going in the mouth. I'm not allowed to shave this, by the way. I was told by my daughter, Daddy, don't shave it. She told me to grow it back. Oh, Freya. My daughter's name is Freya Blaheen. Freya Blaheen. I named all my children. Names are important. Now, I apologize if this does come across rather ranty, kind of, forward and bitchy. But I don't want you guys to have to go through some of the things that I've gone through. It's preventative medicine. These words of wisdom that sting and hurt, that is being delivered to you. And I don't think they're being delivered to you from me. I think you clicked on this video and you're watching this at the right time because you're going through something that you don't want to talk about. You've not told somebody something. I'm positive of it. This is hitting you now at the right time. And you needed to hear this. And you basically manifested me to deliver this, to be that asshole. Because you're not that hard on yourself. You want the easy lessons. The only way out is through. But that prison you think you're in, I'm asking you to turn around and notice that there's no door. You're not locked. There's no walls. You created them. You do it every day. You actively choose to see the world in a way that it isn't, because you're perceiving it in a very limited way. And you need to wake up. I can't wake you up. It's not my job. I can agitate you. I can piss you off. I can love you. I can care for you. I can be there for you. But ultimately, the steps that you need to take are your steps. Be excellent to each other. I'll see you soon. I'm going back to meditation.